Hey guys, what's going on? I am back at the lake, as you can see, and yeah, the alligator is back, and I'm scared as shit. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. Last time I tweeted to you guys to let you know that I was at the lake and I was done going to the lake because the alligator was back, and you know what? I try to talk Billy Badass, but I'm scared of him. But anyway, so if you guys see me jump all of a sudden, it's because he's come up on land. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Adrienne Graham, CEO and founder of Empowerment Corporation. We do business growth strategies, and we help you go from small business to growing and scaling a company. Now, for those of you who don't know, where I live, this is lake. Before I get started, so I want to explain, if you guys see me jump, why I'm jumping and running like a pump. But anyway, there are alligators in the lake. And these people come every day and they mess with this alligator. They harass him, they try to hit him, and all this other stuff. Well, anyway, last week I was here and I was about to do a scope, and he came up out of the water onto the land and scared the shit out of me. Seriously. So I had said I wasn't going to come back for a couple of days, but I'm back, and you know what? I'm going to scope. I want to bring it to you real and raw. I want to talk about business strategies. I want to talk about how to grow your business. And I'm going to be looking over every now and then just to make sure our friend the alligator, or your friend the alligator, isn't jumping up on the land and coming to get me. But anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about, there's a lot of stuff out there. Hey, thank you for joining, you guys. Please make sure you swipe and share with your friends, your Periscope followers and your Twitter followers. You wish you had a business. Shell, it's simple. It's not easy. Anybody can start a business. Not everybody can grow and sustain a business and scale a business. And that's what I'm here for. I teach people how to grow and scale and sustain. And you know what? The wind is acting up too, so might lose the iPad. But anyway, I see a lot of people coming on, you have no money. You know what? It's okay. A lot of people start with no money. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that all businesses can be started no money down. And the alligator just disappears. So I don't know where the hell he went. You want a child care center. Well, let me ask you, before I get into the tips, because I want to share with you guys some tips that, to stop playing at entrepreneur and start being a real business. But I want to answer your questions too. So Shell, you want to open a daycare center. What city do you live in, and what credentials do you already have to open up a child care center? And maybe that'll help me to answer some of your questions. Again, make sure you guys swipe and invite people. Hey, Miss Lady, Orlando, Florida. Oh, Orlando, Florida. Let me get some thought on that, and I will see if I can figure out if there are any resources you can go to learn how to start one of those here. That's not my field of expertise. I'm more of the business side. I don't know about that specialty. But if I can find some information, I promise you I'll tweet it out. Follow me at talentdiva on Twitter, and I will remind me that you are on my Periscope, and I'll make sure that I share some information when I find it for you. Anyway, I see him. Okay, he went to the other side. Woo, BA in early childhood, master's in education. Okay, well, you're off to a good start. Let's talk offline for that and see what we can figure out, because I know how it feels. Working on opening computers, smartphone repair. Hey, Forumfly, smartphone repair business. All right, cool. What city, Forumfly, are you looking to start your businesses, or are you starting your business in? That would be helpful to know. And I see him, guy. I'm sorry. That alligator has me shook, for real. I'm not going to be playing Billy Badass. Layton, Utah. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to do this scope about, and I'm sorry for being distracted. I just don't want to get bit in the ass by an alligator. There's a lot of people that are playing entrepreneur out there, and a lot of people that are trying to teach people you can become an entrepreneur. It doesn't take any money. It doesn't take any time. You can do it in 3 hours a week, or you can do it on your weekends or during lunch. Let me tell you something. When you decide to start a business, when you start a business that you want to grow into a company, that takes persistence. It takes dedication. It takes involvement. It takes commitment. And yeah, you can start it off part-time, but if you want to grow and scale and make a real company that's your own revenue generating business, it's not that simple. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as, you can lay on the beach and start a business. Now, I've been in business 20 years. So, I've earned the right to be able to work by the lake and travel and things that I do. But I bust my ass building a business, and it really bothers me when people like to tell people, especially newbies, oh, you can start it's the easiest thing in the world. It's not. You know, if you're selling info products, if you are, email me the info for childcare business. Tweet me, Shell. Follow me on Twitter at talentdiva and tweet me and remind me, and I'll make sure I do that. When you've been at this as long as I have, and I have 3 companies right now. You know, if you're an info product seller, if you have a community site, if you have affiliate marketing, yeah, that's kind of running a business. It's a side thing. Some people have success doing it full time, but you never hear of big success stories about that. You know, when I think company, I think Nike, I think Coca-Cola, I think Google, I think Facebook. You know, those are companies. You know, Sarah Blakely's Spanx, you guys hear me mention her a lot on my scopes, but those are companies. So you have to, I guess the first thing you have to do is get it in your mind. What am I building? What am I working towards? What's going to be my legacy? Is this something to generate wealth for my family long term and make it generational? Look at like Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, the Wrigley's Gum. You know, I think everybody still chooses that. That's a legacy business. Look at Heinz. That's a legacy business. Johnson & Johnson, legacy business. They're passed down through generations. Those are companies. Those are not businesses. Now, some of them started, you know, Google and Apple started out of somebody's dorm room and garage and things like that. And I'm not saying that you can't get there. You absolutely can. But you got to set it in your mind in the very beginning. Am I just looking to make some money, a paycheck on the side? Am I looking to get a couple of dollars a month? Or am I looking to build a legacy for my children, for my family? Do I want to build generational wealth? Because that's what I'm doing with my companies. Now, my son, it doesn't mean he's going to take over all of my companies when I die. But he's set. He will be set. You know, this is something that will be passed down through the generations. So I'm building legacy wealth. I'm building generational wealth with my businesses, with my companies. So it really bothers me when people jump on, I see them on Periscope, I see them on Twitter, I see them on Facebook and Google Plus and YouTube, and make $1,000 in your sleep and all of this stuff. I wish the hell somebody could tell me that I could sleep and make money. Well, okay. I do make money in my sleep because my businesses are working for me and I'm not working my businesses, if that makes sense. I am working them. I'm still very much involved in them. Thank you, Shell. I'm just still very much involved in my companies. I just don't take as much of a hands-on approach as I did in the very beginning. And when we all starting businesses and we're all starting out as entrepreneurs, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to make sure that we can, as the owners, as the founders, as a CEO, eventually step back and let it run as a well-oiled machine. That's what I try to get you to. That's what my purpose of my company is, to grow and scale and make you investment ready and make you a profitable company. Now, I want to be bold and say this, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, and I get a lot of flack for this, but I keep it real, raw, 100. I tell the truth. You know, there are all these programs, buy my coaching, buy my program, buy my this. Everybody has a coach. Everybody has a coach. That's true to a certain extent. A coach that knows what they're doing, yes. People have those kind of coaches. But the ones who shout the loudest about everybody needs a coach are the ones that are trying to build their practice. And they may have spent money on a coaching program and all of that. But Oprah had a different kind of coach. Sarah Blakely had a different kind of coach. Richard Branson, I don't even think he had a coach. But you got to be realistic about this. And you got to find a practitioner. Note I didn't say coach, a practitioner who understands the foundations of business, who understand the dynamics of profit and loss, who understands customer acquisition, who understands when you're ready to seek investment. You know, those are the kind of things. A lot of these coaches out here, let me tell you what they are. Marketing coaches, mostly. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not down it, so don't send me hate mail and don't stick anybody after me for saying that. But it's the truth. A lot of times these coaches, they want to focus you on doing marketing, market, building your brand on social media. If that's their specialty, that's their specialty. But I think a lot of them disguise themselves and call themselves business coaches when they're not 360 business. It is about marketing or branding or social media. And that's what it is. That's not a business coach. That's a specialty coach. A practitioner, someone who's been an advisor, is someone who can help you from soup to nuts, who understands the foundations of business, who has been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the mug. So when you pick a business coach, I want you to be careful who you work with. I had this weekend a longtime family friend. I don't know if she's still on. Julie, if you're on, I want you to wave and say hey. But she said this morning that, hey, listen, I trust you. There she is, Miss Lady. And it was so funny because I told her, I said, there has to be somebody local to you. No, I don't trust, I trust you because I know you and I'm, there. So anyway, you got to go with where your comfort zone is. So let me get into why I want people to stop playing entrepreneur and start being, building a company, building a real company. First thing is scale. Can you scale your company to grow in your absence? Is it the same functions? Is it the same systems and processes that you will have in place as 5 clients or 500 clients? Can you scale that without losing continuity, without losing anything? You know what, Frank? Thank you so much. I'm going to thank you, honey. So anyway, troll lives matter. But anyway, people like to be trolls. But anyway, so you got to realize, is my company scalable? Can I scale this company to sustain itself, to be even more profit generating, generate more revenue, and to function in my absence? Can you scale your company? If the answer is no, then you don't have a company. You have a side business. Some people, let me say this disclaimer, some people just want a small business, and that's fine. I have no problem with mom and pops. I love them. They're the backbone of this economy. But if you're looking to grow a company for legacy purposes, to pass on through generations, you need to be able to scale. Let's see. A follow-up system. Now, a lot of people talk about funnels and getting, people to your leads and getting people to sign up for newsletters. And I'll take 6,000 people so I can get 5 conversions. I don't have time for that. I'm too far ahead of the game for that. In the beginning, yes, you need to do that. But as you grow, as you scale, as you get more into your flow, as your company takes on much more prominence and recognition and becomes a cohesive unit, you don't have to do that as much. Do you think Nike and Coca-Cola are sitting around talking about, oh man, how can I grow my mailing list? No, because people buy their products. They're household names. That's what you want to become, a household name. And I'm sorry, tailoring content for 6,000 people where only 5 are going to become your customer, to me is not the best use of time. And again, I know I'm going to get some flack. I don't care. I'm just telling you how it is. At my point in the game, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. So what I'm focusing on are those people who are ready to work with me, those people who are willing to spend the money to invest in themselves. Those are the people that you need to target. You need to follow up with these people. Don't let them fall through. Don't keep sending them newsletter after newsletter. Pick up a damn phone. Pick up the phone. And I know for you introverts that are out there, it's kind of hard to do that, and you don't like to be on the phone, or you're not a people person. You know what? It's sink or swim. If you want your business to survive and succeed, you have to talk to people. You have to pick up the phone and follow up. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there, they'll try maybe 1 time, maybe 2 times. On the 3rd time, they'll say, you know what, 3rd time's the charm. I'm not chasing anybody. They're not my customer. But if you don't keep consistent follow-up with people, you'll never know if they're going to become a client or customer. And the follow-up is so important. You guys have to follow up. You could do email, you could do phone, but I recommend always pick up a phone. If you're generating leads and you're only getting their email and their first name, that's not doing you any good. Get those phone numbers. You have to pick up the phone, have a conversation, get to the core of why they were interested in you in the first place. What makes them tick? What makes them buy? What makes them decide that you are the person that they want to work with? So pick up that phone and follow up, guys. The next tip I have is understand your cost of customer acquisition. If you watch Shark Tank, you guys, I invoke Shark Tank all the time. Hey, Ursula, thanks for joining. I saw you joining. Listen, guys, thanks for the hearts. If you like what I'm sharing so far, please share it with your people on Periscope and share it with your Twitter followers. Swipe it and click share and go ahead and share it for me because I think this is important stuff that people need to hear. Hey, how's California living? I'll be out there soon. So, yeah, understand your cost of customer acquisition. And I know that a lot of times you guys hear that on Shark Tank when people ask them, hey, what's your cost of great warm? Yeah, I know it is. I'm in Florida, so I'm feeling the same thing. But I'll be in California shortly. In January, I'll be out there, actually. But anyway, They ask you, what's your cost of customer acquisition? How much does it cost for you to acquire each new customer? And they don't mean production costs or, fixed costs of benefit, all that stuff. They mean through all that marketing that you've done. This is the quick formula. Let me give it to you this way. It's for 1 month, right? I want you to total up all that you've spent on every avenue of marketing that you've used. Facebook ads, print ads, vendor tables, whatever you use to attract customers that have a cost to it. Add all of that up at the end of the month. Divide that by the number of people who actually converted to customers. That's what your cost of customer acquisition is. It's more so about the marketing than the production side of it. And a lot of people don't take time to study those numbers. I'm not going to keep doing, say, LinkedIn ads if I know they're not going to reach my target market. I'm not going to invest in Facebook ads if I know that I'm only getting clicks, but I'm not getting conversions. I'm not going to do print ads if nobody's reading that newspaper anymore. So if I'm doing an event, say, in Miami, why am I going to advertise that event in Oklahoma City? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be strategic about where you put your marketing out there and how you tailor your message and who you reach out to. And then understand that, once you understand that, that you can refine it a little bit better. Let's see. Build your infrastructure. A lot of people call me the infrastructure lady because I'm always talking about your internals. I'm talking about your team. Do you have people? You have, people that have skill sets that you don't have that keep your business running like a well-oiled machine. Do you have counsel, that can counsel you and provide you with feedback about what you're doing? Are your systems and processes in place? Are they replicable? Can they be taught to someone coming in new without any disruptions? What does your customer acquisition look like? Are you consistently getting new customers with this method? Are you trying new methods? What's another thing for infrastructure? Technology. Is your automation up to date? Are you safe? If you're an e-commerce business, do you have every safety precaution in place to make sure there's no intrusions? Now, I use something, and you guys can write this down. If you use WordPress for your sites, all of my sites I use WordPress for my platform. But there's this thing called WordFence. FENCE, like a fence that you climb over. Well, when I was a kid, I climbed fences. But anyway, WordFence is the name of it. And it shows me when there's an intrusion attempts. I've been getting all weekend. The UK, Singapore, Australia, South Africa, all these, even in the United States. And I'm like, my company is not like that prominent where people need to be attacking me from all over the globe. But it happens. And one of the biggest things, I'm going to share this, and this has nothing to do with it, but this will help you. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when you have WordPress as your platform is to use your default sign-in as admin. Because when I check and I look at all of the intrusion attempts, it's always under admin. And they're trying, and it says so-and-so tried 15 times or 20 times and was locked out or whatever. And I'm glad I don't use admin. You don't use it because that's the easiest thing to hack. So back to technology, you have to make sure that your automation is smooth. Is it user friendly? Is it something where customers are having a difficulty in doing business with you? Those are infrastructure. What about your pricing strategies? Some pricing works for some levels, some works for others. Are you giving fee options? And I talked about that a couple of scopes ago. And actually somebody had emailed me and said, what, because of that, I'm going to be using fee options too. People think set packages. What if that's not how your business is structured? Are you making it easy for your customers to do business with you? One of my fee options is I take an equity stake in some startups. Now, this startup, there's some requirements to that. They have to have a scalable business. The revenue model has to be sound. They have to be in the running for or have acquired funding from an investor so that I know that there's some financial strength. And I review their business model, their business plan, their marketing plan, and their financials before I agree to a fee option like that for equity stake. Because what sense does it make to say, okay, I'll take a 4% equity stake in your business in exchange for working with you, and you make $1,000 that year? That's a waste of my time. So no, I have to make sure the company is viable before I give that fee option. Another fee option I do is per project, depending on what kind of project it is. I have some where it's retainer. I have some where it's a blended model. So you have to find what fee options work for you so that you can make it easier for your clients to work with you and be able to pay you, of course. So those are some of the things that I talk about as far as infrastructure that you need to know about for your business. Sustainability. Somebody did a scope yesterday. I can't remember her name. Amber, I think is her name. A Squared Coach, I think is what her handle is. And she talked about it, and I was sitting in there like I was in church to my hallelujah, praise God, because nobody talks about sustainability. You can't be a one-hit wonder. You know, even McDonald's has diversified their menu. You know, they're not going to just sell hamburgers. You have to diversify in order to sustain. Now, that doesn't mean throw any and every kind of business, product, service, or whatever in your company. It doesn't mean starting this company, that company, that company, that company. That's not what it means. What it means is you pay attention to what your clients are asking for. Pay attention to what resonates with them, and you build services around that need. That is how you diversify. You know, well, one of the ways you diversify. So I want you to think really hard about diversification in order to sustain. Okay, guys, that alligator's making me nervous here because I'm going to wrap this up. You know, another tip is get strategies. You need to be sitting down every week and mapping out strategies for everything, every move that you want to make. Document it. You know, I keep a notebook. I have an iPad, I have my computers and everything, but I always, pen and paper, it makes me visualize it, and I can kind of narrate it as I'm writing it down. Document what you want to do, and then break down the strategies to achieve each of those. I help my clients with that, with strategy setting. And, you know, don't wait for it. Do these strategies so you can go out and get it. Don't wait for anything to come to you. You know, they tell you what they say. If you feed a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Kind of the same principle. You got to go out there and you got to get it. And you got to strategize and see, well, this didn't work. Let me go through another strategy. You know, no is not a roadblock. No is just a temporary hiccup in the road that you have to deal with until you get across those hurdles. So make sure that you have your strategies. And if you need a strategy session, call me. We do that. We work with our teams, you know. That's not the same as discovery sessions. Discovery sessions are free, but that's not the same thing. Strategy sessions, we get in there, we do a full day, and then we do strategy days where we do like a series of 3 days in a row, nonstop. We're like in the war room with not just the CEO and founder, but also their team, their critical team members. So if you're interested in that, you can go to empowerme.org and check that out. And then finally, the last thing that a real company does, a real business does, they build relationships. I don't know how many times I have to tell people that relationships make the world go around. People think it's customers and it's money and things like that. It's relationships. You got to. How do you think Oprah got to where she is? Relationships. Okay, how do you think Oprah got from, I just got bit by a bug. How do you think Oprah got from having a TV show on ABC to running her own damn network? Relationships. How do you think Sarah Blakely became a $1 billion brand? Not because she was on Oprah's Favorite Things, not because she was on the Oprah show. Relationships. You gotta build relationships, guys. You gotta build those power relationships. And here's something I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna be probably a bit controversial, and people are gonna think that I'm being mean for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it needs to be said. Be careful who you choose to build relationships with. I found a lot in the beginning that I would partner with people or endorse people or team up with them because I knew them or because I felt like I wanted to give them a handout. You know, not a handout, but a hand up and help them out. And, you know, I thought what they were doing great, but it didn't match my brand. See what I'm saying? That's something if you don't learn anything else from this scope today, that's the one thing I want you guys to keep in mind. It has to make strategic sense. You can't just do it because, I'm going to join this group and I'm going to, partner with them. I see they're doing big things. I'm going to do this. It doesn't mean that you guys are a fit. I'm losing my light and I'm trying not to turn my back to this alligator, guys. I'm sorry, but he's scaring the shit out of me right now. I never thought of it like that. Yes, exactly, Ursula. There are things that I've done in the past, endorsements that I've done in the past, that I didn't do it for anything in return, but it did not make sense for my brand. It was more so, Adrian endorsed it. Well, shoot, I'm there. That's right. I'm going to do this. And that's not how you want to build your business. You want to make sure that you are teaming with the right people. All right, I'm probably gonna get cursed out for saying this, but I gotta say it. Do you think Oprah would have made sense for Oprah to partner with BET? Now, all my black folks out there, I love my people. Don't get me wrong, but Oprah and BET are not on the same page, honey. They are not the same brand, okay? And I'm gonna be even one more real with you guys. And here's something so that I don't get in trouble. So I'll get in trouble by everybody. That when she decided to partner with Oxygen Network, the very beginning, and I never forget, this was in the 90s. I'm dating myself. When she partnered with them, I had Oxygen as a client, as a recruiting client, way back in the 90s, right? And at first, I was like, oh, shoot, here comes a network for women. It's going to be better than Lifetime. Oh, my God, it's the bomb, da-da-da-da. And as I started seeing it evolve, and as I started watching what was going on, I said, you know what, this is not why would Oprah, would she partner with this? She partnered with Marcy Carsey, you remember the producers from Roseanne's show, and Karen Mendeback, and a couple of other people. Jerry Layburn was the CEO of the company. And at first it made sense. But then we got Bad Girls Club and all this other bullshit that they put on there now that just doesn't make any sense. It's not uplifting and empowering women. It's not. People say, oh, well, these girls are on a path. They're trying to learn. And listen, it's entertaining TV. I don't watch it as much. I watched it once in a blue moon. I try not to watch anything where I see women beating the shit out of each other, because I just don't think that gives me any kind of educational value. And it makes me sad to see that kind of stuff. So when that stuff started jumping off and Oprah decided, listen, peace out, I'm gone, deuces, I was so proud of her for making that decision, because she could have been part of a network long before OWN. But she chose to stick to her morals and not stay with a network that was not aligned with her values. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So don't get mad at me for talking about BET, because I'm talking about BET, I'm talking Oxygen too. But she waited, and it took her longer. It took her way longer. Look at when she finally got OWN. But she got it. You see what I'm saying? You got to stay true to your core values. You cannot build the wrong relationships. They have to be strategic. And when I say strategic, hell yes, they have to benefit you. But you never forget, you have to also bring something to the table to make sure the other person benefits as well. It can't be about me, me, me. Remember what I told you guys? Boss, mogul, power broker. Boss is me, me, me. Mogul creates opportunities not just for themselves, but for other people too. Power broker, Oprah. All I got to say. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So I'm very serious about, and I get a lot of inquiries in a day, and I tell people all the time, please, please, please make sure if you're going to build a company, do it the right way. Don't bullshit about it. Don't play games about it. Do it the right way. And that's what I'm here to do. So I hope my scope was helpful to you guys. And if you have any questions, you can tweet me at talentdiva. And you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook and everything under my name, LinkedIn, Google+. And, of course, go to empowerme.org for my website. Thank you, Ursula. I'm glad it was. Share with your friends. Share with your friends. And make sure you tap it and tell them to watch the replay. And those of you who are watching the replay, I'm glad you stayed around this long to finish watching it. But definitely, I'm all about doing business the right way. You can buy all kind of systems and recordings and video series and books and all this and coaching and everything, but if you're not doing your business the right way from scratch, from the jump, it's not going to be successful. I don't know about you guys. I already told you guys before, my goal is a $100 million company. That is what I'm shooting for, a $100 million company. Okay? Let the chips fall where they may. I'm doing my part, and I'm doing what I need to do to grow a $100 million brand. And you know what? Will I get there tomorrow? No, I won't. But I'm on my way. And it's because I'm aligning myself with the right people. I'm doing the right strategies for my company. And I'm giving back to others. That's why I scope. I don't come on here to sell anything. I could be pushing my Incubate to Accelerate program, but a lot of you are not ready for that. But go to empowerme.org. Let me know what you think. Tweet me at talentdiva. Use hashtag moguLChixChat, chicks with an X. And the alligator's still there, so I think I'm going to say bye-bye and catch you guys another time. But thanks for staying with me and tuning in. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.